Welcome to Mama Made Me Do It, where Southern folks tell funny stories about things their Southern mamas made them do. I'm Julia, and I'm here with my friend Alex Ellis.
Hey, girl.
Hey, darling. She is from Charlotte, North Carolina. I love Charlotte, one of my favorite cities.
It's gotten so big, too. It's huge now.
Alex is a very talented actor and singer, and she was in 2 Broadway shows. She was in a Broadway show called Catch Me If You Can.
I was.
Which was terrific, and I bet that was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was the best. It was my Broadway debut.
Wow.
Yeah, here we go.
Wow, look at you.
Yes,
that is gorgeous. And look at all those big hats you're wearing.
Yes, just legs for days and just big old hats.
See,
yes.
You're a Southern girl destined for Broadway with a big hat.
That's all my pageant training. I only did 1 pageant, but it's fine.
Anyway, she did Catch Me If You Can, and she also did a Broadway show called On a Clear Day You Can See Forever.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, that starred one of my favorite Southern men, Harry Connick Jr.
Harry Connick Jr.
Yes.
Yes, y'all, he is the real deal. He is the nicest man. He's a family man. He will, like, talk to anybody. Like, he's such a nice guy. And do we have time for, like, a little quick story?
Yes, about Harry Connick Jr.
About Harry,
yes.
Right? Hubba. Okay, so we were in rehearsal for the show, and it was lunch break, and I had to go across the street to sing for another audition.
Got it.
Now, mind you, I couldn't do the audition. I couldn't do the show that I was auditioning for because of the show that Harry and I were in. But like in New York, you still want to network. You want to make fans. You just want any door you can get in. You're like, well, yes, I need to go sing for them. So I'm getting ready to go across the street, and I run into Harry in the hallway, and he's like, well, where are you going? And I said, I got to go across the street and sing a song real quick and come back. And he said, I'll come play the piano for you.
What?
I said, come again?
Do what?
Like, oh my stars, did I hear that correctly? Is this happening right now? So I'm like, I can't say no because it's going to be like a great story for my book one day.
Of course.
So I said, yes, oh my God, please. So we like ran through the music, and then we ran across the street, and we like go into this audition, and there's like a ton of girls in the waiting room, and they're like triple taking. They're like, who is that Harry Connick Jr.? And I'm like, oh, hey guys.
Don't mind me.
So funny to see you here.
Yeah, I just brought my pianist.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh my God. So we go into the room, and everyone's just jaws hit the floor, mine included, because I was like, is this real life? So we sang some songs, and we tipped our hat, and we went back to rehearsal.
How magical to have sang with Harry Connick Jr.
It was
playing your music for you.
It was a magical moment, and he's such a genius. Like, just being in the room with somebody like that magical. Yeah, you're just like,
wow,
a sponge.
Anyway, so you did those 2 Broadway shows.
I did.
And then she also has a cool job where she's one of the voices for a Disney animated series called Vampirina.
Yes.
So tell me about what you do there.
That debuted this past year, 2017. I play an 800-year-old vampire. She's got a little Southern twang to it. I can't really turn it on because, you know, she's not from the South, but like, it gets in there a little bit.
Give me a little bit of your voice. Like, what do you do?
She's like, okay, so like they go to try and sleep overnight at the house, at the Vampirina house, and she's like, we found you guys on the Worldwide Cobweb. So
I love it.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a job.
That's a job. And I think all of your kids probably love that show. So
that's fun.
Yeah, so it's a blast.
That's fun.
I love doing it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. You also, she's a very talented singer, and she is also the lead singer of a really cool yacht rock band called Harbor Party.
Harbor Party.
Look at y'all. Y'all look like you have a lot of fun.
That's my crew. Oh my God, we have the best time. So my daddy's record collection was all yacht rock, and if y'all don't know what yacht rock is, which y'all are from the South, you should know what yacht rock is. But it's like 73 to like 84, and it's Michael McDonald, Toto, Kenny Loggins, Hall & Oates, Steely Dan. Like, we do Earth, Wind & Fire, Fleetwood. We kind of just stay in that world.
I love it.
And we started it a few years ago, and we've ended up on NPR. We've ended up on the Bravo show Vanderpump Rules. We just played this huge Netflix rap party last week. So, you know, we're just starting to like
good for
take y'all on a cruise.
Well, if y'all need a band for like your daughter's wedding,
anything, y'all. I'm telling you, we are great with the parentals. We are great with the kids. Everyone knows these songs, and it's such a fun time.
I love it. Anyway, let's talk. We're here to talk about your mama.
My mama.
So tell me about your mama. She's still in Charlotte, North Carolina?
Miss Marcia.
Marcia's her name?
Marcia.
Marcia. Oh, look at y'all.
I know, she's the best.
So cute.
I love her. She is still in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then we also have a lake house on Lake Lore.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so
I love
we'll spend our time back. When I go home, we always go to
back.
the mountains.
Oh, that's nice. So tell me, growing up, I mean, I too had a Southern mom, and we didn't grow up that far from each other.
No, we didn't.
I'm Daphne, you're Charlotte.
I wonder if we could have played like a game of telephone.
We probably could have. But we probably could have. That's like a little. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
There you go. Yes, honey.
Right, right. Anyway.
Go down, take a left.
Exactly. Go past Gaston. You keep on going.
Just keep on going, honey.
Right. When you growing up, tell me some funny things that your mama made you do.
But growing up, like, I don't know. Okay, for example, my 7th grade birthday party. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was when like New Kids on the Block was like blowing up. They were my second concert ever. I was madly in love with Joey McIntyre. I had the Hangin' Tough World Tour VHS cassette that I would play every day after school. Posters. I mean, like, you get it.
Yes,
like your first boy band.
I was crazy about New Kids on the Block as well.
So let me take it back real quick. My birthday is at the beginning of the school year. It's in September. Mm-hmm. So it's like always hard to make new friends. Mm-hmm. And you want to impress your friends.
Of course.
And you want them to come to your birthday party.
Yeah, because that makes you cool if you got like cool people at your birthday party.
You want to have cool people and you want to wear like a cool outfit. You know,
right,
it's just like, okay. I was trying to come into my own. So I begged my mother that year. I said, Mom, may I please have a New Kids on the Block airbrush birthday cake? With all the guys airbrushed on the cake. Like that right there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that is a perfect example.
So now you would go to like what? Like the Harris Teeter?
You go to the Harris Teeter or the Food Lion or the Piggly Wiggly, honey.
And the artists in the bakery would airbrush.
Yeah,
the
such an artist would just like, hose it down.
I love it.
Right?
I can't do that. They've got more talent than me.
So I begged and Mom was like, well, we'll see. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
which you probably thought was like she wanted to like do it as a surprise.
Yeah, I was like, is she gonna win the Mama of the Year award?
Right. She was like, we'll see.
We'll see, honey.
Yeah,
we gotta get the party gifts, and we gotta make sure we secure the bowling alley and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay. So, drum roll, the time comes. I got all my girlfriends around me, and they're singing happy birthday.
Do they think that you have
They are anticipating this cake because that is all I have talked about. Because it was all New Kids on the Block themed. We got slap bracelets, we got socks, we got all the things.
Right.
And of course, now we just need the cake.
Right.
So, here we go. They start singing happy birthday. I see some candles in the distance walking towards me. And my mama put this cake down in front of me.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It says, 7 New Kids, Alex.
7 New Kids, Alex.
And, like, clearly my friends in the back are like,
that's not the airbrush cake.
What?
So it seems that your mama made you a homemade cake.
My mama made me a homemade cake. And I like to think now, years later, that it was made with a lot of love.
It was made with a lot of love.
It was probably made in like 10 minutes because she ran out of time.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if your mom was like my mama, but my mama worked hard her whole life, and we were on a budget.
Of course,
And so, a lot of times I wanted fancy things that I couldn't have, but Mother did the best she could to give me something similar, and I maybe didn't appreciate that as much when I was younger.
I didn't either, and now that I look back and I, look at everything my mama has given me, like, that is the best thing you could ask for.
I know, but when you're 7 years old,
you're trying to be the cool kid.
That was crushing. I can imagine.
I'm still in therapy about it.
But at the end of the day, I bet you money that homemade cake ultimately tasted better than a store-bought cake.
It wasn't sitting on like a shelf.
Exactly.
Yeah,
homemade cakes always taste better.
Always. A Southern homemade cake is like, it's like chicken soup for the soul. It does the body good.
It is. Yeah. Well, maybe for your wedding, whenever you get married,
I should make her make
You should make her make you a New Kids on the Block wedding cake.
New Kids, just married.
Can you imagine what your husband would think of that? He'd be like, what's going on?
He'd be like, Alex, I thought you already worked through this.
Thank you so much for telling me that story. I want to share with you a story from one of our fans. So this is from Joy Jackson Mosca in South Carolina. All right. And here's her story, okay? So she says, when I was in high school in Aiken, South Carolina, I know where Aiken is, I was a majorette. One day, the head majorette informed us that we would be twirling fire at Friday night's football halftime show. Well, my mama was a basket case all week. She worried that this fire twirling was going to be the death of me. And she refused to come watch because she was so nervous. Her anxiety grew and grew until she devised a plan to save me from the flames. Without my knowing, she gave my then boyfriend a heavy blanket and a kitchen fire extinguisher and directed him on how to use those items. Before the big game, Mama twisted my hair into a bun that was so tight I could barely close my eyes because she wanted to make sure that my hair would remain intact when I caught on fire. Of course, right? As I marched onto the field with my fire baton, I saw my boyfriend sitting on the sidelines directly in front of me, and he was aiming the kitchen fire extinguisher directly at me. Despite my embarrassment, I did great. And at the end of the routine, I tossed the baton high into the air, and it was supposed to make the fire go out, but when it came down, it was still in flames. So my boyfriend freaked out, and he ran out onto the field and extinguished the fire just like Mama told him to do. There I stood on the football field in front of the entire high school, totally humiliated because my baton and I were dripping in white foam. When I got home, Mama didn't mention the fire twirling, the blanket, or the kitchen fire extinguisher. We never spoke of it. Don't you love that?
Just brush that under
Just
the rug.
brush that. That's what we do in the South. We brush things under the rug.
But don't talk about it.
Can you imagine? First of all,
no.
Baton twirling is hard. Did you ever take baton twirling lessons?
Are you kidding? I would poke my eye out. There's no way.
Well, my mother made me take baton twirling lessons because she had this. She thought it would maybe one day make a good pageant talent for me. Although I never did that. But anyway, so I was, I had a baton and I was twirling the baton, and Mom was all into my baton lessons until you had to start throwing it around, and catching it and all this, and then you start getting bruised up because there's a lot of not catching the baton.
Things flying at you.
There's a lot of stuff flying at you. So anywho, I eventually, Mother yanked me right out of those baton lessons. But I got to tell you, I would be frightened to death.
Oh, I would too.
To twirl fire.
I would also be frightened if I knew that not only am I what is it?
Baton
twirling fire, but then I got my mom's voice in the back of my head that's like, you're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
Your eyebrows are gonna be singed.
Exactly. But I love the practicality of a Southern mama. She was like, fine, if you're gonna do it, then I'm going to have your own private rescue squad in the front row. Can you imagine the humiliation of standing in front of your
especially in high school at homecoming? Forget it.
That's funny. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
For coming on board and hanging out with me at the Southern Women Channel today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, and I am so happy to be here. It feels like home.
Y'all can keep up with Alex on her Instagram.
Yes.
What's your Instagram handle?
Instagram is AEllis3.
AEllis3.
Yeah, it's my favorite number.
I love it.
I know.
I love
Keep it simple.
All right. Well, please send me your Mama Made Me Do It stories. You can contact me on our website, southernwomenchannel.com. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.
See ya.
Hey y'all, guess what? I've written a book. It's called Talk Southern to Me, and it's a collection of Southern sayings and Southern stories, and I hope it makes you grin like a possum eating sweet taters. You can find my book on my website, southernwomenchannel.com, at amazon.com, or at your local bookstore. Thank you so much for supporting the Southern Women Channel. Bye. Tell your mama and them I said hey.